In the realm of cutting-edge aerial warfare, where dominance in the skies determines the course of conflicts and power projection defines global influence, the year 2025 has unleashed a new titan of technological terror: the United States Air Force's all-new F-45 Condor. This stealthy, lethal, and groundbreaking fighter jet is not merely an upgrade or an evolution. It's a full-blown revolution in aerial combat design, ushering in an era of silent supremacy that may render traditional radar systems virtually useless and redefine what it means to own the skies. Born out of years of classified black-budget programs and crafted by the finest minds of American aerospace, the F-45 Condor blends next-gen stealth technology, AI-driven combat systems, unmatched speed, and adaptive weaponry into a single lethal platform. With a sleek delta-wing frame that almost disappears into the sky and a heat signature as low as a bird on thermal imaging, the F-45 Condor was built not just to fight wars, but to win them before the enemy even knows it's there. Designed under DARPA's Shadow Talon initiative, the Condor incorporates quantum computing for real-time decision-making, direct energy weapons like a miniaturized laser cannon for disabling enemy electronics mid-air, and an ultra-quiet adaptive thrust vectoring system that allows it to maneuver like a ghost. What makes it even more terrifying for adversaries is its black-wing capability. The jet can enter enemy airspace, conduct surveillance, relay data, jam communications, strike critical targets, and return home, all without ever being detected. Analysts believe that the F-45 skin is made from a new metamaterial, designed at the atomic level to scatter incoming radar waves in unpredictable directions, essentially making it invisible. Its internal weapons bay carries a redesigned payload of hypersonic air-to-air missiles, AI-guided micro-drones for combat support, and a revolutionary EMP cluster bomb designed to neutralize enemy systems without civilian casualties. When U.S. defense officials unveiled the aircraft during a closed-door military summit in Nevada earlier this year, those in attendance were reportedly left stunned. Foreign intelligence agencies scrambled to gather more information, while U.S. allies began immediately petitioning for limited-access export variants. But make no mistake, the real Condor is staying American, with its wings fully prepared for war. Pilots chosen to fly the Condor undergo the most rigorous training regime in Air Force history, including simulated missions against top-tier Russian and Chinese aircraft, drone swarms, and cyber threats. According to sources close to the Pentagon, the F-45 has already completed successful mock battles against the F-22 Raptor and even the F-35 Lightning II, demonstrating an ability to kill first, kill silently, and kill smart. In one live-fire exercise over the Pacific, a Condor disabled a fleet of simulated enemy drones using only its EMP device, then proceeded to evade for incoming surface-to-air missiles without triggering a single alarm. Such capability gives the U.S. a distinct edge in the South China Sea, the Middle East, and even over contested Arctic regions. As tensions rise globally and traditional air superiority becomes increasingly vulnerable to modern missile systems and drone tech, the F-45 Condor stands as a beacon of American resolve, an airborne predator designed for the conflict of tomorrow. Its role isn't limited to warfighting alone. The Condor is expected to spearhead humanitarian missions where contested airspace prevents safe entry, silently escorting unarmed drones to deliver aid or evacuate civilians. It's also rumored to be capable of mid-air command functions, controlling entire squadrons of unmanned fighters from its cockpit in real time using satellite-linked neural networks. With a range of over 3,000 nautical miles, refuel on-demand capacity, and the ability to remain airborne for over 12 hours without detection, this bird of prey is ready to make its mark across multiple continents. According to Lockheed Martin, which co-developed the jet with Northrop Grumman and Boeing Skunk Works, the Condor represents a pinnacle of what American defense innovation can achieve when pushed to the limits. As of this year, at least 6 squadrons are reportedly active and positioned strategically across undisclosed locations. While the exact number of operational F-45s remains classified, satellite images analyzed by independent defense experts suggest the jets are already deployed in Guam, Alaska, and southern Europe. Meanwhile, Chinese and Russian media outlets have responded with unease, questioning whether their own 5th and 6th generation fighters could ever match the Condor's capabilities. They may be right to worry, because when the Condor takes flight, it doesn't just fly, it dominates. every line etched into its fuselage, every component built with American precision, screams one thing to America's enemies: don't mess with the Eagle's new claws. As the Condor enters full operational status, it sends a powerful message across the geopolitical spectrum. America is not just prepared for future war, it's already flying in it. And for those who might dare to test the resolve of the United States in air, sea, or space, they'll first have to contend with the silent wrath of the 2025 Black Snake Super A-10's evolutionary descendant, the Condor. Welcome to a new chapter in U.S. air power. Welcome to silent war. As the F-45 Condor reached the peak of its test trajectory, slicing cleanly through radar zones with zero detection, even the highest-ranking generals observing the event from secure bunkers couldn't hide their disbelief. This was no ordinary jet. This was a game-changer, a new chapter in American air dominance, unfolding right before their eyes. The jet's surface, coated with a revolutionary nanocomposite skin, absorbed enemy radar emissions like a sponge and turned them into harmless thermal energy, making it virtually invisible even to the most advanced Russian and Chinese tracking systems. Behind the scenes, Lockheed Martin's elite engineers had spent years perfecting its ghost-like appearance, ensuring every inch of the fuselage disrupted infrared signatures, reduced electromagnetic backscatter, and rendered conventional radar sweeps useless. The engine, an experimental plasma-shrouded turbine named Phantom Pulse, produced a whisper-quiet roar that could only be heard within a mile radius, less than the hum of a commercial drone, making it the deadliest stalker in the skies. Armed with a modular weapons bay that could switch between long-range hypersonic missiles and anti-radiation smart bombs in midair, the F-45 was designed to take out enemy command centers, bunkers, and mobile units without ever revealing its position. But what truly set the F-45 apart wasn't just stealth or firepower, it was intelligence. This bird flew with an onboard AI battle system called Hades Protocol, capable of making microsecond adjustments during combat, avoiding missiles before they were even locked, and launching preemptive countermeasures that jammed enemy weapons before they even fired. During its live-fire demo of a Nevada test range, the F-45 Condor painted 6 simulated enemy aircraft on radar, then disappeared from their sensors entirely, only to reappear directly behind them moments later and electronically disable every single one without firing a shot. The crowd of high-ranking military brass went from gasps to stunned silence. The simulation had just proved something terrifying. The F-45 didn't need to kill to win. It could control the battlefield through fear and silence. The Pentagon had long feared the day China's J-20 or Russia's Su-57 might outclass the F-35 or F-22 in stealth and performance. But now, with the Condor on the table, that fear evaporated. The F-45 was a spectral weapon designed for the wars of the future, a jet not bound by visible force but cloaked in technological supremacy, able to infiltrate and annihilate without leaving a trace. The next phase of testing would move offshore, simulating a full-scale conflict scenario against a fictional near-peer adversary. Naval fleets, samurais, AWACS coverage, all wiped off the grid by a single Condor sweeping in from beyond the horizon, using terrain-hugging stealth flight and smart battlefield data relayed from high-orbit satellites. Analysts reviewing the footage noted that even advanced anti-stealth radar operated by enemy ships couldn't track the Condor until it already delivered its payload and disappeared. And when questioned about survivability, one pilot laughed. "You can't shoot what you can't see, and you can't see what doesn't exist." Every element of this warbird, from its electrothermal skin to its AI-guided flight algorithms, screamed one message: the U.S. will not be outgunned in the air. It could take off vertically from forward bases, cruise at Mach 2 without afterburners, and hover in tight urban zones like a helicopter, thanks to a vector thrust stabilization system pulled from next-gen VTOL research. Some compared it to the State Route 71 in Seoul, the F-22 in spirit, and the F-35 in function. But the truth is, the F-45 Condor wasn't like anything that came before it. The president himself was briefed in a private Pentagon meeting, and sources say his first words were, "This doesn't just change the game, it flips the table." With production secretly underway and first deployment slated for late 2025, the Condor is already sending ripples through foreign intelligence agencies. Russian analysts dubbed it the Phantom Predator, while Chinese state media scrambled to deny its existence. Meanwhile, allied nations are lining up, eager to host squadrons and retrofit their bases to support the Condor's unique tech. For U.S. pilots who've seen it in action, the F-45 isn't just another aircraft. It's a revolution with wings, a promise that air superiority belongs to those bold enough to fly unseen. This bird doesn't roar, it whispers, and in the silence, the world listens. As the Pentagon's top brass convened in high-security briefings and defense contractors buzz with anticipation, the F-45 Condor surged forward in its quiet revolution. America's newest stealth warbird was about to redraw the rules of aerial combat. In the heat of simulated warfare deep in Nevada's Groom Lake airspace, the Condor sliced through the sky at blistering speed, outmaneuvering fifth-gen rivals and eluding radar systems that were once hailed as unbeatable. Unlike its predecessors, this bird of prey spoke only in thunder when it chose to. The rest of the time, it ghosted past enemy sensors, a phantom in the theater of war. Onboard systems powered by next-gen AI and quantum computing modules allowed the pilot to merge instinct with machine precision. With a flick of a switch, its tactical interface lit up like a Christmas tree, analyzing threats, suggesting maneuvers, and recalibrating missile trajectories in milliseconds. Engineers didn't just upgrade existing tech. They revolutionized it. Its cloaking tech, built upon photonic dispersion layers, made it virtually invisible to all known tracking arrays, including thermal, infrared, and advanced electromagnetic pulse scanners. From the ground, all enemy operators saw was open sky. At a mere 1.8 seconds from detection to launch, the Condor's twin hypersonic missile bays were designed to cripple threats before they even locked on. That meant one thing: first sight, first strike, no second chances. The aircraft's body was a marvel of carbon titanium weave, making it lighter than the F-22, but 40% stronger under combat stress. It could bank hard at Mach 2 without compromising structural integrity, something unheard of in previous generations. Pilots called the blade in the wind, because when the Condor showed up, the war was already over. Internally, the flight deck abandoned traditional controls. No stick, no throttle, just haptic gloves and eye motion tracking. The pilot simply looked, and the Condor obeyed. Powered by a classified hybrid propulsion engine combining scramjet technology with an electric plasma booster, the F-45 didn't just fly. It vanished into stratosphere. Intelligence insiders revealed that in black site tests over the Pacific, the Condor engaged 6 drones, each mimicking hostile nations' best interceptors, and neutralized them in under 34 seconds, all without being seen. But this isn't just about firepower. The F-45 is a battlefield brain. It can serve as a command and control unit for unmanned systems, coordinating up to 20 drones in real-time operations, from surgical strikes to deep surveillance. In a world where data is as lethal as missiles, the Condor doesn't just carry fire. It carries intelligence supremacy. The Defense Department classified much of its true range, but leaked specs hint it can reach targets over 4,000 miles away without mid-air refueling, making it the perfect weapon for long-haul strategic missions. Fuel efficiency was maximized through an adaptive intake design, adjusting airflow dynamically to reduce drag at various altitudes. And the weapons? Think beyond AMRAAMs and Sidewinders. The Condor boasts multi-role ordnance, including next-gen directed energy weapons capable of disabling enemy electronics mid-flight. In fact, its belly-mounted laser system, codenamed Eagle Eye, can target satellites in low Earth orbit or fry communications in hostile bunkers from hundreds of miles away. Inside the cockpit, the pilot wears a Neuralinked helmet that merges HUD displays with brainwave signals, reducing response time by 70%. It's not just about what the pilot does. It's about what the aircraft knows the pilot is about to do. Imagine the battlefield edge that brings. In recent joint force drills with NATO allies, the F-45 not only led strike formations, but coordinated the digital battlefield, managing air, sea, and cyber assets in one synced interface. Its integrated battlefield cloud platform lets it connect with satellites, carriers, ground bases, and other aircraft seamlessly, turning fog of war into clarity. As one Air Force general put it, "This isn't a jet, it's a flying Pentagon." China and Russia were already panicking. Satellite captures of F-45 test patterns sent analysts into a frenzy. Hypersonic flight signatures disappeared halfway into scans, and electronic surveillance came back blank, an untrackable ghost. In response, adversaries launched counter-programs, but insiders say they're 5 to 7 years behind. No amount of posturing can mask that gap. And while skeptics question cost, the DoD greenlit mass production after the first 12 units demonstrated a 98% mission success rate, with maintenance downtimes nearly halved thanks to smart diagnostic skin sensors that detect and auto-report micro-damage. It wasn't just battle-ready, it was future-ready. In fact, whispers in DARPA circles hint at modular drone extensions being added, making each Condor a potential carrier itself, able to deploy microverses mid-flight to perform recon, sabotage, or self-sacrifice to protect the main jet. That's right, America's warbird is also a mother hawk. In combat simulations, the Condor could destroy S-500 and HQ, 22 missile systems before their operators even identified the threat. With anti-jamming protocols hardened by quantum encryption and backup analog relays to prevent cyber hijack, it was designed to function even in electromagnetic hell. It's no wonder that global adversaries were scrambling to respond. One incident in the South China Sea demonstrated the Condor's psychological warfare capability. Without firing a single shot, its mere appearance on radar, short-lived and unverified, caused enemy patrols to scatter and recall. The jet was never seen again, but its presence was undeniable. That's how legends are born. The Condor also features a Wraith protocol, a self-cloaking mode that activates mid-mission, erasing its own digital trail and disabling transponders, perfect for Black Ops deep and denied zones. While critics argue that this level of autonomy could lead to unpredictable outcomes, Air Force Command insists that safety protocols and human oversight remain intact. But deep in a secured hangar somewhere in Alaska, a squadron of F-45s is already painted in war colors. They wait, silent, cold, and ready, because when the call comes, when diplomacy fails and steel must speak, it won't be drones or legacy fighters that answer. It will be the Condor, ghosting into the skies with its wings tucked in radar-proof silence, unleashing American dominance in a single, unforgettable sweep across the horizon. As the countdown to full deployment nears, the silent F-45 Condor is no longer just a prototype or a symbol of American ingenuity. It's a declaration to the world that the United States refuses to be outpaced, outgunned, or outmaneuvered in the race for air superiority. The jet's command center, built within a fortress-level control tower at Eglin Air Force Base, pulses with real-time diagnostics fed directly from the Condor's neural net, a technological miracle that not only monitors engine performance and environmental threats, but predicts mechanical failures hours in advance, using a data-fed predictive algorithm that learns from every mission. Operators at mission control sit beneath a ceiling-wide display filled with ghost maps, highlighting the Condor's invisible path through international airspace, untraceable even by satellite AI. One by one, America's global adversaries, China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, have begun reshuffling their air defense strategies, not because the F-45 is fired, but because the fear of its undetectable presence is forcing them to fight ghosts. Recent simulations showed that a squadron of just 6 Condors could cripple an entire theater of anti-air defenses in under 12 minutes, paving the way for follow-up strike forces without risking a single life. What once took fleets of dozens now takes a handful of Condors flying in absolute silence. That's how power shifts in modern warfare. Their arrival in Pacific waters aboard specially modified aircraft carriers, the newly christened USS Thunderhawk class, was described by Navy officials as a new D-Day. These stealth carriers are built to launch and recover Condors without giving away any radar signature or thermal trail, using electromagnetic catapult systems and underwater noise suppression tech to remain hidden even under orbital observation. The entire launch process, from pre-flight checks to afterburner ignition, occurs within noise-sealed bays surrounded by AI-managed robotic teams. Human involvement is minimized, efficiency is maximized, and the enemy, they're still asking, where are they? Reports from overseas intelligence agencies show increasing desperation as they scramble to reverse engineer their own stealth variants, but none match the Condor's threefold advantage: stealth, speed, and autonomous intelligence. For example, the Chinese J-31 and Russian Su-75 prototypes may look intimidating on paper, but in real-world testing, their electronic cloaks flicker under satellite triangulation, and their heat signatures spike during combat maneuvers. The F-45, on the other hand, adapts mid-flight. Its skin changes electromagnetic reflectivity in real time, reacting like chameleon armor to any environment, whether it's a frozen expanse of the Arctic or the electromagnetic chaos of modern war zones. It's not just advanced, it's alive. The Condor's onboard AI, nicknamed Athena by pilots, learns from every engagement. During mock dogfights, Athena has demonstrated the uncanny ability to create new evasive maneuvers, often catching even veteran pilots off guard. It's as if the plane itself is evolving, becoming more lethal with every flight hour logged. As one test pilot said, "You don't fly the Condor. You partner with it. It's got your back before you even know there's danger." It doesn't stop at the skies. The F-45 can integrate with satellite relays, Navy submarines, and even cyber warfare nodes, becoming a command unit for digital operations while mid-air. In one classified exercise, a Condor used electronic warfare payloads to disable a simulated enemy communications grid without crossing national borders, rendering the enemy blind and deaf in under 15 seconds. Cyber bombs dropped from the sky. Welcome to the new age of warfare. Congress, once skeptical of the program's multi-billion-dollar budget, has now fast-tracked additional funding for a second production wave, as defense experts warn of rising global threats. In closed-door briefings, Pentagon officials have outlined Operation Skyfire, a classified strategic initiative believed to be the combat debut of the Condor in the event of a direct confrontation with enemy air assets near disputed territories. While details remain sealed, insiders suggest operation includes long-range disruption of enemy satellite arrays, mid-air elimination of strategic bombers, and real-time command of naval drone fleets, all from a single Condor squadron operating under full radio silence. The symbolism is clear. This is not just America's fighter jet. It's America's answer to global instability. Veterans and historians are calling the Condor the Spirit of 2025, likening it to the impact of the B-2 Spirit during the Cold War or the introduction of the F-22 during the Gulf-era dominance. The military is already planning an elite training division specifically for Condor pilots, combining cyber warfare, psychological operations, and hyperspeed flight under one grueling program called Project Phantom Edge. Only a handful of pilots will be accepted each year. They won't just be elite, they'll be mythical. And while the Condor is fully combat ready, future upgrades are already in development. DARPA is exploring a nanofiber coating that can absorb and redirect laser-based weaponry, effectively rendering energy weapons useless against it. There's also talk of integrating AI co-pilots for extended missions, allowing the aircraft to fly autonomously for up to 72 hours without human fatigue. If realized, this would make the Condor the first true unmanned warfighter with full lethal capacity, opening a new chapter in robotic warfare while still offering manual control for human intervention. International reactions are mixed. Allies want in. Britain, Japan, and Australia have petitioned for limited access to the Condor's tech, hoping to integrate into their own defense systems under joint operations. NATO has proposed creating a special Condor Air Wing to respond to international crises, ranging from rogue state threats to large-scale terrorist operations. In contrast, hostile nations are accelerating disinformation campaigns to downplay the jet's capabilities. But behind closed doors, they're panicking. Leaked transcripts from a Russian defense briefing included the phrase, "How do you fight what you cannot see?" Even more telling are the emergency summits now being held across Eastern defense alliances, where high-ranking generals and scientists attempt to brainstorm hypothetical countermeasures to a jet they've never seen in action. Meanwhile, Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman, the primary contractors behind the F-45, continue to refine the design, testing high-altitude fuel cells and extending the operational envelope for stratospheric surveillance. They believe the Condor's current capabilities only scratch the surface. Phase 2 designs include optional orbital launch capability. Yes, a fighter jet that can breach the atmosphere for emergency satellite deployment or orbital strike, taking warfare into space itself. Think Star Wars, but real. Inside the war rooms of Washington, D.C., Strategic planners speak of the Condor not just as a game changer, but as a war ender. Its presence alone could force treaties, stall invasions, and dismantle enemy morale. Without a single round fired, psychological warfare meets aerospace supremacy, an American hallmark redefined.